Hello and welcome to our issue of Our Take. I am Ashwin Ahmad and joining me is SNI editor Surya Gangadharan and SNI deputy editor Parul Chandra. And today we are going to discuss the visit of Mohammed bin Salman and its ramifications for India. Surya, if I can begin with you, how do you assess the visit of the Saudi Crown Prince to India and Pakistan?
I think it's interesting that MBS has gone to three countries, Pakistan, India and China. And the visit to two other countries was scrapped for some reason, Malaysia and Indonesia. It's not clear why. But we can presume perhaps there was some pressure on those two countries to back off. I think in the case of both India and Pakistan, Saudi Arabia is a crucial partner. In the case of Pakistan, Saudi Arabia is a source of much money, and they get financial support for their economy. In the case of India, I think we see them in broader terms. We have so many, more than 2 million Indians work there, and they are a major source of oil. I think going forward, perhaps the Saudi tie-up is going to be far more crucial for India rather than the Iranian link-up.
Parul, if now I can now turn to you. You had mentioned in your story in SNI that India should not be too concerned by what Saudi Arabia has offered Pakistan. Why do you think this is so? And do you think there is a de-hyphenation by Riyadh in its India-Pakistan ties?
Oh, as far as de-hyphenation is concerned, I think there has been a de-hyphenation in ties, certainly. And India is quite satisfied with this de-hyphenation while acknowledging that Saudi Arabia and Pakistan will remain friends and that Saudi Arabia will continue to help Pakistan in terms of funding, economic aid. But at the same time, India also feels that there has been an evolution in Saudi Arabia's position on terror and Jammu and Kashmir, which was reflected in the joint statement which was issued after the end of the Saudi Crown Prince's visit. So certainly, I think that India has reason to be satisfied about the Crown Prince's visit. It feels that it has found backing for it feels that it has found backing for on terror as well as on Kashmir.
Surya, Parul has brought up the issue of terror, and certainly the Pulwama attack overshadowed the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince while he visited here. Do you think that India was satisfied with the assurances made by the Crown Prince on terror? Do you think he could have done more?
I think the statements that emerged at the end of the Crown Prince's visit was mastering the art of balancing, the Saudi balancing. They have clearly seen the way in which they can balance both their need to keep Pakistan on board and the fact that India is a partner whom they value, both as a customer for their oil and otherwise, given the turmoil now in the Gulf So I think given that the Saudis are clearly balancing the relationship. And let's not forget, I think in the last few months, they've emerged as a major partner in terms of our own efforts to fight terrorism. They've extradited some awkward people back to India, and they've indicated they're interested in expanding and investing in India. So both in terms of strategic reach, in terms of their political outlook, and in terms of how they see India as a defense partner and as an economic partner, I think we've made major breakthrough there. There are uncertainties that continue in this region, and clearly India will be under pressure at various levels. But I think what has happened in the India-Saudi relationship is a positive one generally.
If I may add to what Surya just said on the security front, there is going to be a comprehensive security dialogue now, which is going to be instituted between the two countries. No dates have been decided yet on when the first dialogue will be held, but the NSAs of the two countries will be leading the dialogue from either side. Apart from that, the Saudis have been holding meetings with the NIA, which is again significant because This again highlights the cooperation that the two countries are now having on the security front and the intelligence sharing front. And thirdly, as Surya mentioned, that we have greater cooperation on the defense side. The two countries are going to have a naval exercise very soon, most likely this year itself.
Parul, we've discussed a lot on the security front. Can you talk to us a little bit about the energy security, which is a major concern for India? What do you feel that India will be looking for from Riyadh on the energy front, especially given the sanctions on Iran by the US president?
Look, India will continue to depend on Saudi for oil and gas. They are major suppliers for both products to India. But really, what is interesting this time and what has come out of the Saudi Crown Prince's visit this time is the fact that the Saudis now seem to be very keen to invest in India in this arena. They're looking at retailing petro products from India. They're looking at manufacturing these products from India. They're actually seeing India as a gateway and use India as a center to send their products further south to Asia, Southeast Asian countries. So really, it's not just that India is looking to gain from Saudi on the energy front. The Saudis are now looking to India as a gateway to South and Southeast Asia.
Surya, from now, the Saudi Crown Prince has moved from India to China. What do you expect to see during his visit there? And what do you think New Delhi will be looking at very closely during his visit there?
I think if you look at the choice of these three countries, all three have continued with their relationship with the Saudi prince, despite all the controversies surrounding the Khashoggi affair. So clearly there is, the prince sees a need to reach out to these three countries. Also the fact that India and China are among the major consumers of oil, Saudi oil. And there's a need to, go across and tell these countries, yeah, we recognize the fact that you're valuable customers. Also, perhaps an element of thank you there for the support they've extended. I think that's important. And given the fact that I don't think there is any thing about the Saudis kind of playing good office between India and China, I don't think that's there, nor are the Saudis interested. But the fact that this relationship is there between India and China vis-a-vis the Saudis, I think that's important.
Parul, we certainly want Saudi Arabia, and they have, to condemn terrorism in Pakistan.
Yes.
Do you think that the Saudis will be looking to us for similar action against Iran, which we have very close relations with?
I think it's unlikely because we enjoy really close ties with Iran. And really, I think that I don't see the Saudis looking to India for support on Iran at all because India, New Delhi stand is very clear on this issue, and we enjoy very cordial ties with Iran. In fact, why would we support Saudi Arabia on Iran when we ourselves are looking for Iranian support on terrorism? The Iranians themselves have just had an attack on their revolutionary guards, and 27 of their men have been killed, and Iran says that it's Pakistan that is responsible behind that attack. So really, I don't think there is any convergence on that.
Just to add, I think the pressure on India to further moderate its Iran policy is possibly going to build up next month when the next round of US sanctions kick in.
Yes.
And as it is, I think we will be under even greater pressure to cut down on the purchase of Iranian oil. I don't think we'll have any option there but to comply with those US demands, So I think it's all right for India to give the impression that Iranian ties are important. They are important. But the hard facts are that because of sanctions, we'll probably have no option but to cut down on Iranian oil and cut down on whatever other economic relationship we have. We will maintain some kind of a linkage because of Chabhar and those issues. But the hard facts are that sanctions are there. We can't ignore them.
That's quite a possibility.
Surya and Parul, thank you so much for your time. I'm Ashwin Ahmad and you're watching Our Take. Thank you and goodbye.